Today on Frugal It Out,
we're in my gym and we are doing my back wall. As you can see now, it's completely finished. But it was just a blank gray wall, and we took some, MDF boards and tacked them up on the wall, and we kind of have this fun little design now.
check it out. It makes the wall look so big down here. It's so cool. And originally, we were gonna paint it all white, but then now that it's done, we actually were gonna paint it all white today. That's why we're in painting clothes, but it's like, oh, it's kind of cool.
I've been questioning it all week too, and I'm like, do we really want it all white? And Amy came down here today and she's like, are you sure you want to paint it? I'm like, no.
This is cool.
So we decided to just leave it for now.
And you'll see, we started originally with this really cool, just plain gray wall. So absolutely do that first versus like painting in between the squares. Much easier, just paint a whole wall first. And then these MDF boards were primed white already, so we didn't even paint those.
Yeah.
Quick, easy project.
And very frugal.
Yeah, how much was it?
Well, we checked out at Lowe's and it was only $78. But we had a nail gun and we had all of our nails to begin with, so.
Which can't
the boards.
And then we bought a baseboard trim piece too. So the baseboard didn't reach all the way to the concrete floor because there used to be carpet down here. So we added a little extra piece there. So that stuff isn't cheap. So probably this project is, I guess it depends how big your wall is, but
yeah. And this is a pretty decent sized wall. In a normal house, I bet you could probably do this for $50. Don't you think?
Another supply that you need is a chop saw. So maybe you can borrow that from a friend. Really easy, really easy. You just push the button and go down. Wear goggles.
Sorry, I didn't.
All right, we are here at Lowe's getting our MDF stuff, whatever we're looking for.
Don't mind me.
Excuse us.
It's a rainy day. Oh, I got stuck.
These things are the worst things to put.
Probably could have just
Do what?
I don't know.
Can you turn it? Oh, okay. It does turn.
Oh, we gotta get your baseboard too.
Yes. So in my basement, I ripped out my carpet a while ago, and the molding at the bottom was like they put it up to touch the carpet, obviously. Well, when I ripped that out, there's like a space underneath now, and there's a gap. So I'm gonna get some little, I don't know, things to put at the bottom. So we're gonna buy these. It's all backwards, but oh, just kidding. This one. I think we picked the worst, soggiest day to do this, but they shrink wrapped up all of our food for us.
I had to tuck in my back flap and we're blowing away.
We took a lunch break. We got milkshakes. We're at Steak and Shake now. My mine's really yummy. I got a Kit Kat. Amy got peanut butter and Oreo, I think.
All right, so we got all of our boards, and we're gonna start nailing now. So it's just gonna be a bunch of squares on the wall is basically what it is with, what is this stuff called? MDF boards. So what was it? I don't remember. Mid-range. They just grind up wood and glue it back together and put wax in there too. Okay. Yeah. So I'm gonna start with the top piece and then we'll just work our way around and you can watch me do that and fast forward.
At first, we used a laser level to make the beams nice and straight, but the further down we got on the wall, it wasn't realistic. So we just used a tape measure and made markings along the wall to make everything nice and neat. We started with our long boards running parallel along the wall, and we spaced them 18 inches out between each other. After tacking up the parallel boards, then we started cutting the vertical boards. Those are obviously 18 inches long, but we spaced them out 31 inches. So each rectangle is 18 by 31. And for the height and width of my wall, these measurements ended up working out perfectly for us. The sun is setting and so I'm losing all of my light, but I finished tacking it all up and it's ready to paint, I think. I still have to decide what color I want to go with. I don't know if I want navy or if I want white. I cannot figure it out. We ended up going with rectangles instead of squares just because of the length of the wall and the door. Everything just made it so awkward. And then this grate down at the bottom over there, it just like screwed everything up. So we just went ahead and did rectangles, and I'm okay with the rectangles. I did, you see I had to cover my light switch, so I'm gonna have to cut my cover and so it can fit on there a little better, but those are pretty easy to cut.
This is one of those rare projects that actually was easier than you thought it was going to be.
Yeah.
And faster. That never happens. Like, this is probably the first project that has ever been that way. How long do you think this actually took us?
I mean, with measuring and everything, it took us probably a full day.
Really?
Well, yeah, because we started at, what's
But shopping, we shopped a long time.
Yeah.
And then, but the actual, like, cutting the wood
Putting everything up.
4 hours maybe?
Maybe
total?
4, yeah.
So 2 hours of it with 2 people, hour and a half or more with 1 person because I had to leave.
Yeah.
But I will say I'm absolutely shocked at how straight everything turned out because we really didn't take as much time as we should have to
Measure
measure
precisely.
and yeah, so I'm actually very impressed with how straight it is.
And my wall is kind of wonky, like it kind of bows a little bit. But I did want to say, to keep everything straight, at first I only tacked at the top so that like it still doesn't have one at the bottom yet. So it like gives a little bit of wiggle room just in case everything wasn't straight. But it kind of turned out perfect. So
shift it.
I'm kind of happy with it.
How much did this cost? It wasn't
even $100.
Yeah, it was under $100. So assuming you have a nail gun
Mm-hmm.
and nails, we didn't factor that in, but the wood.
So we had all that.
And what was the wood that we used? MDF?
It was an MDF, just like a
Primed
trim board. Like,
trim. So we didn't even have to paint.
yeah, and we didn't have to cut. I mean, we cut like for the pieces.
Yeah, we still need to, you can go back in and fill your little nail holes with putty. And any seams if your cut wasn't straight on, but yeah, I love it. I think it's so good. So this is Carissa's gym.
Yeah, this is where I do all my workouts and record everything.
Actually, let's go on a little tour of what this room looks like.
But the wall is so cute. It's a fun little backdrop for my workout videos.
See? We'll do a 360. Ooh! Outside the door. And this, I kind of thought it would make it look smaller, the wall. It makes it look huge. So if you have a smaller wall, man, this is a great project for that.
Yeah, because it really lengthens the wall too. I have exceptionally high ceilings for a basement, but like this really just takes it up a lot bigger.
Thanks for watching. This has been another episode of Frugal It Out. We appreciate your comments and your likes, and if you haven't already, please hit subscribe.
And don't forget to hit that notification bell so you know exactly when we post new videos.
See you next time. See you next week, actually.
Yes. Bye.
Just kidding, I thought I loved the gray and white, and it only took me one day to decide that I didn't. So I ended up coming down here yesterday and I painted everything all white. The only reason I didn't do this to begin with is because I was afraid that it wasn't gonna show up on camera, that you wouldn't be able to see like the molding if everything was one color, but you definitely can, it definitely shows up, and I'm glad that I chose to go all white with this. I'm not 100% sure that I don't want navy still, so I don't know, maybe in a couple months I'll change it up and paint everything navy, but for now, here is the official finished product.